Alan, you know, Hookup, we make a lot of jigs, from a little pompano jig to a bucktail to live bait jigs and 2-4 ounce stuff. And you've been using the product a long time. Like, what's your go-to jig? Like, if you had to pick a jig up and come out here, what are you going to use?
Every one of my trips starts with at least 2 or 3 rods set up with a 1/4 ounce or a 3/8 ounce red hookup lure, and it's the light tackle series. It's just the jig head, and to that jig head I'm going to put a soft plastic like this one I have right now, either in a baitfish tail or in a shrimp tail. Otherwise, I'm going to fish a natural bait to that. I'll take a live shrimp and hook it right through the head, so it swims in a straight line, or I'll put a live pinfish or a pilchard or a finger mullet on it and do the same thing. Sometimes I'll throw them out and let the bait sit. Other times I'll slow retrieve them back to the boat.
You know, I think a lot of people don't realize that if they hear the name hookup, they think hookup means, you know, catching fish, but it's really not the story behind the hookup name. You know, if you know the history on it.
My impression of it, or the way I look at it, or have always, is that the hook rides in an upward position.
Correct.
And that's so key to shallow water fishing where you have structure. And the structure here in South Florida is either going to be down trees, or it's going to be some rock, or it's going to be seagrasses. And seagrasses, bay grasses are the #1 structure. So if you've got a jig head with a hook that runs down, it's constantly snagging the debris and covering up your bait, making it impossible for a fish to get interested in it. But when the jig has the hook in the up position, it rides over top of all of this. And once you get control of the bait, you can make that skip just over the debris. And that's one of the hard things for customers, my clients, to get right away is when I make a cast with this rig, with this jig head, I'm retrieving before it hits the water. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to catch it, I want to get control of the lure before it sinks to the bottom. And they sink rapidly. So you're fishing anywhere from a foot to 4 or 5 feet of water. Sometimes before you can close the bail, it's already touched the bottom and it's buried in the grass. And so your first retrieve catches something in the you know, either a weed or a rock or something, and it destroys the retrieve. So by closing the bail quickly, or engaging the reel quickly and starting the retrieve right away, I get control and then I slow the retrieve down.
And with that hook always being up, when that thing hits the water, that head is down, that hook is up, that makes it quick too. So if I'm going to come out here, it sounds like I'm using a 1/4 ounce hookup jig, plastic or live bait, depending on what your preference is, and that's your kind of go-to setup if you have to.
Always.
Awesome.
Always.